People ask me a lot, why are you so into skincare? So I thought it only fitting to answer this question while doing my skincare. And I could give you the obvious answer. I love skincare. It's self-care. It's a ritual. It's a way for me to slow down and connect with myself. But lately, I've realized it's also really a lot about my mom. And I know that sounds weird, but I think that's kind of where my skincare story or my love affair with skincare, I think that's its origin. And my first memory was my mom's Neutrogena brown translucent bar of soap. So this is like early 80s. We're talking the brown, transparent. You can almost see through it. That was her holy grail. No bells, no whistles, no strong fragrance. This bar of soap. And I can still see it. Sitting by the sink, slightly worn down on the sides, like a little amber jewel. That was sort of my intro into skincare. Somehow in my child brain, that bar of soap was grown-up beauty to me. A few years later, my mom, she leveled up. I call those her Elizabeth Arden years. She would go into Manhattan and spend the whole day at Elizabeth Arden. And I remember her coming home with all the boxes of the products, and she'd be unpacking them, and they were beautiful in that silver packaging. And beautiful bottles and jars with shiny caps. And I remember they were weighty and they smelled good and they just looked luxurious. The toner, I can literally still smell the toner across the decades. And I remember begging her, please, can I try it? And she wouldn't let me, and I would sneak it. And I still can remember the smell and how it felt on my face and the cooling effect. I loved it. I loved the packaging. I loved the jars. I loved everything about it. It was maybe 11, but I think that's when toner first got on my radar. And then she leveled up again. I call these the Chanel years, her Chanel skincare. It was black and white. It was crisp and clean and chic and minimal. And the fragrance was elegance in a jar. I remember actually when she gifted me, I was probably in my early 20s, a skincare set from Chanel, and I cherished it. I almost didn't want to use it. I loved it so much. It made me feel like I'd somehow been granted official entry into some very exclusive club. And then in later years, she migrated more towards Dermologica. And I can picture that gray and white packaging of Dermologica. She believed in facials. I swear she got 2 or 3 a month, maybe more. Yes, it was for the care of her skin, but I also think she loved the experience of it. She loved the touch and the skin stimulation and the pampering. And as she aged, she still took incredible care of her skin. It was always important to her. Even though she may have scaled down and simplified a little bit, she had that, I guess they call natural beauty that just sort of radiated and expressed healthy, cared for skin. So when I think about the question, why do I care so much about skincare? Why do I talk so much about skincare? I guess it's important to me. I like it. And it's not about vanity. I like my skin to look nice, don't get me wrong. It is about self-care, but it's also a thread, I think, that I'm learning ties me back to my mom. It's like this shared love, even now that she's gone. And like every time I open a new jar of moisturizer or like smooth on some new serum, it's like I'm kind of picking up where she left off. I guess the bottom line is yes, skincare is important to me, but it's also a memory. It's also a connection to myself as a way to connect with myself, but also a connection to my mom. And I'm just now seeing that. I'm not just talking about skincare just to talk about it. I'm passionate about it. I believe in the products that I use and I share about. In some way, it's not just for me, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it's for my mom too. It's a really long way of answering what should be a simple question, but it's not. It's really layered. Kind of like my skincare routine.